Okay, welcome everyone to our January meditation circle. My name is Virginia Maskell Fantasia. I am a meditation and mindset coach, energy healer, and co-founder of the Healing Soul School. And welcome tonight. We're going to journey together in meditation and dream our new world into reality. So if you have done any of my circles in the past, I like to use crystals in my meditation, and we actually will we'll enter into a crystal, and it's kind of the cocoon that we travel in. I've done meditations in the past where, and Christine has done meditations where we've used a pyramid, and we're traveling in a pyramid, or you're traveling in some kind of shape, or sacred geometric figure, or whatever. In this case, it's a crystal, so that we're kind of traveling in, and I like that personally because I feel the energy of the crystal when I'm in that meditation. So I really kind of feel the energy that supports that journey when I'm in the meditation. So often that's what I will do, and I will do that again tonight. So sometimes I'll pick a specific crystal that we're going to work with, that might promote or support a specific whatever we're working on or doing in the meditation. And sometimes I just say, when I say picture a crystal, I mean just whatever comes to your mind's eye is totally okay. And even if I've picked a crystal, like today, I thought of the quartz, just the quartz crystal. And so if you see something else, that's totally okay. Just use, sorry, Katie, have you got one right there with you?
Yes, I have one on.
See?
Rose quartz.
You can't make this stuff up. So I just kind of decided the quartz crystal. And so at the last minute, I sat down and I'm getting ready and getting myself organized here. And I thought, I wonder why I picked, I do this sometimes. I wonder why did I pick the quartz crystal, or why did I pick this crystal, or whatever. And so I quick zipped online and I just Googled, right? And I printed off something. And I thought I'd just share it with you just for shits and giggles. This is just information that I got about the clear quartz crystals from the spagoddess.com website. So clear quartz crystals are energy amplifiers. Whatever energy you bring, they will amplify, whether it's clear and concise, muddled or confused, angry and disconnected, or joyful and enlightened. Consider quartz as a magnifying glass to your energy and emotions, and strive to use your crystals as healing tools with respect, intention, and mindfulness. If you are feeling negative, you can turn it around by holding the crystal in your non-dominant hand. Take a few deep breaths of awareness and ask the crystal to help you release the negativity with this simple meditation. May the highest vibration of love and light connect me with my higher self to assist me now. My intention is to clear all of the negative energy and release everything that is no longer serving me. With the support of this crystal, I hold the intention of light, pure love, and protection, and so it is. The crystal will be programmed with your intention and continue to assist you. You can carry it with you or place it somewhere where you see it regularly. The more often you program the crystal with your meditation, the stronger its healing energy will be. I thought that was really kind of fun, so I wanted to share that. And then it says a little bit about clear quartz has the capacity to absorb, store, release, and regulate energy. It resonates with all of the chakras as well as each zodiac sign. Quartz enhances spiritual growth, spirituality, awareness, and wisdom. It increases inspiration and creativity. It can also help with concentration, studying, and retaining what one learns. Quartz is a stone of harmony and is helpful in romantic relationships. And I think that's about it. Clear quartz is powerfully protective. It dispels negative and clears away. It dispels negativity and clears away negative energy. It can be used to purify and clarify on a spiritual, mental, and physical planes. So with that little tidbit, I thought that's why I picked quartz for tonight. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. I like those little tidbits. So I've just been feeling into, I personally am kind of, with all that's going on in the world, there's been a big focus in my life on community. Christine as well, of course, the Healing Soul School was really the online launch of that, gathering people together, coming together, supporting one another, helping one another heal, right? Because we all know that we have the power to do that. And so online from there, it kind of has grown for me into, first it was creating and building a retreat center. Christine and I, that was on our heart, to have a retreat center, to be able to have people come and to spend time and to be in ceremony and all of that, right? And so that's kind of how it started. And over the last year, well, really probably the last 8 months, for me, it's moved from that into community, into taking this version of online and bringing it together in real life. And that, that community, whether it's people, living in the same space, not the same space, you know what I mean, but in the same, area, having a community center, having that physical healing center space, having that space for us to come together to gather and everything. And so for me, that's part of how I see our world. I see it as an inclusive and caring and solution finding humanity working together in love, in happiness, in joy. And that's, how it shows up and how it comes together. Of course, we all, kind of need to stay open to how that rolls. But I do believe that we can really dream into how we want to see our future and how we want to see our worlds. And so that was really what kind of inspired this month's meditation circle for me, is because that's where I'm at. I'm seeing the world and our world and humanity in such a beautiful place of happiness and love and joy. And so what I want to invite everyone to do is to let's journey together and envision and dream into the world in the way you want to see it, in that way, and whatever, because it all shows up in each of our realities in its own way, right? Mine is different than yours. My perspective is different than yours, whatever. So really it's just about us together, coming together in this circle and in this meditation and envisioning how we want to see it. How do we want the world to be? We have to move through this little bit of discomfort right now, and it can feel a little chaotic and, but there's something so much more on the other side of that, and what does that look like? What does that feel like? What is that to you? Right? So that's where I'm kind of going to guide us to tonight. And it doesn't just go with however you're being directed. And if it's different from what my words are saying, it's okay. Go with where you're being guided and how you're being guided, and just really kind of dream into that and in the way that's right for you. Does that sound fair? Okay. Whew. Here we go. So is everybody pretty regular meditators? You guys all meditate fairly regularly? You're good. Just so it's honestly more of for an idea of, how long, like sometimes I can, if I've only got a few minutes, I can sit down and I can be in the zone in 30 seconds, you know what I mean? So, but just so I have an idea of how to guide you, right? Yeah.
I need more than 30 seconds.
Okay. All right.
So we've over here never really done meditation. So.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I will just guide you. We'll just go, it'll be perfect. So just, if you've, typically what I suggest is, when you're meditating, is find a comfortable chair, where you can sit with your back supported and but your head free, so that you're nice and straight, but you're comfortable, right? And your back is supported, but again, your head is free. And then you can relax into that space. If you slump a little bit, if you feel you're falling asleep a little bit, it's totally okay. Again, it is exactly what you need at this time, even though, and often there's always somebody that at the end of the meditation goes, wow, like, where did that go? I woke up to you saying, we're done, kind of thing. So, and it's totally okay. So just know that you're still getting everything that you need from the meditation, and out of the meditation, it is exactly what and is perfect for you. Okay. All right, so get into your comfy spots, and I'm going to turn off my camera while I'm guiding, and you're welcome to do the same. If everybody can just mute your sound. Sorry, I don't know why I can't find the words for that, but there we go. Yeah, everybody's muted. Okay. All right, fantastic. So let's just get into a comfortable space. Back supported, head is free. And just close your eyes. Just relaxing. And just start by taking a few deep breaths. Whatever that feels like to you. Breathing in. And on the exhale, relaxing, releasing, letting go. Just continue to follow your breath. Breathing in and expanding. And on the exhale, relaxing, releasing. Feeling your body settling into the chair, into the surface. Feeling your body parts relaxing, melting down. On the exhale, just let it go. Dropping your shoulders. Relaxing your arms. Relaxing your hands. Just relaxing your torso and your hips. Continuing to breathe. Just following the rhythm of your breath. Relaxing your thighs. Relaxing your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet. With every inhale, feeling the expansion And on every exhale, relax, release, melting a little bit more. On the exhale, relaxing. Let's just take a minute to sit, follow your breath, sit in the quiet, and just allow your body the time to relax, following your breath. And now I invite you to journey with me on a walk through a forest. In your mind's eye, picture this beautiful wooded path in front of us. Just envision this journey on the path. We're in no hurry. Taking the time to notice the things around you, the leaves, plants, the trees. The smell of the air. Notice what's under your feet. Is it leaves? Is it snow? Is it a wooded path? Let's just journey along this path, taking our time, noticing all the beautiful nature around us along the way. Just continue to walk down this path. And let's spend a minute in the quiet, listening to the birds, listening to nature, experiencing everything along the journey. What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you feel? What do you see? And as we continue down the path, we see ahead of us, there's a large clearing. We slowly approach this opening in the trees to this beautiful location in the middle of the forest. And we each arrive at this beautiful clearing from all of our different perspectives. Noticing the nature around us. feeling into the beauty all around. And in this clearing before us appears a beautiful crystal cocoon. Before each one of us, see this beautiful quartz crystal or whatever comes to you. It's large enough for us to sit inside, to lay down, to stand, whatever's comfortable. This beautiful, safe cocoon. And the crystal opens up and allows us to step inside. And we gently step into this beautiful crystal. Relaxing, feeling that incredible energy supporting us. And just sit in this amazing healing energy. Feeling that safety, that comfort, that healing energy, grounding us, protecting us. Just take a minute to relax in this and climatize. Looking up and out the top of our crystal, we see a beautiful golden sphere of light. Dropping down, this liquid gold string of light coming down and connecting to the top of our crystal. Connecting to our center, running through the crystal, through our center, through our feet, and out the bottom of the crystal, connecting us to Mother Earth, grounding us down, igniting the energy of the crystal all around us. Lighting it up. Feeling this beautiful, electric, energetic stream running through our bodies and just magnified by the beautiful healing energy of the crystal itself. And before us, we see many grid lines. Different timelines in our future. And as we look out over this beautiful, different timelines, one specific space lights up. And we journey towards that light, towards that one space in time. Our creation for the future, what that looks like, Just journeying to that space and time. And sitting in this circle together, sitting in the power and the energy of the crystal, magnified by the beautiful source energy streaming through. I invite you to think of a beautiful time in our world, a beautiful time in your world. What are we creating? How do we want to see the world? How do we want to see our world, our life? Visualize how that looks. How does it feel? What people are around? How are people interacting? I see a world filled with love, connection, sovereignty, community coming together. How does that look for you? Let's just spend a few minutes in the quiet, in the energy of this beautiful creation and what that looks like and what that feels like. And the details of it. Really go into the details of it in your mind's eye. Be open to feel that love that comes back. Just relax. Just really feel into that beautiful space. The happiness, the joy, the love, and just feel into that creation, that space. And now, coming back from that point in time, safe in our crystal, we journey back to the point where we came from. holding on to that beautiful vision of creation. Coming back in our crystal to that beautiful clearing in the middle of the forest. And just take a minute to relax in the crystal. Celebrate that beautiful creation, that beautiful space, that beautiful world in love and harmony. Supported by the nature all around. And then we just take a deep breath and step out of our crystal. Coming back into the clearing. And slowly walking down the garden path in the forest. Holding on to that vision. Slowly meandering down the path. In harmony with all around you. And just bringing your focus back to your breath. Noticing the sounds around you. Coming back into your physical body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Taking a deep breath. And on the exhale, grounding down to earth. Another big inhale, and on the exhale, just release and ground down. Coming back into the room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How's everyone feeling? You can unfit me off the right. You want to? I know. It's nice in there, isn't it?
I was like, no, I don't want to leave the crystal. It was really nice in there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's awesome. Does anyone want to share their creation, their vision? I'd love to hear it.
I'll go.
Okay.
I actually saw a lot of people volunteering a lot of their time and being really happy about it, like letting go of the whole idea of being in it for yourself. And I saw a lot of people giving back to other people that maybe couldn't afford certain things, kind of like almost like a not really trading out, but kind of just giving of yourself, like and everybody just being happy about it,
Beautiful.
about being so together and everything.
Yeah. I love that. I totally see that. And you know what's, you're going to laugh at this, Lori. I realized I'd pulled a card while I was sitting here waiting for, time to go by. I pulled a card and I thought, oh, what deck would be suitable for tonight, right? So I'm looking at my Oracle decks and I pulled out the Butterfly Oracle cards for life changes, because let's face it, we're all having life changes, right? So I pulled it out and I thought, okay, what's the best card for the group to hear tonight? And the card that I pulled, volunteer. Right? Right?
Synchronicities.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and that's pretty much what it says, is about, volunteer work is the best method of affecting change related to an issue that you're passionate about, and also of exploring a new potential career and meeting like-minded friends. This card is guiding you to volunteer in a way that is meaningful for you. Remember that when you give, you also receive. You can't outgive the universe. So yeah, that described it. When you were saying that, I was like, wow, why does this sound so familiar? That's so funny. Lucia, how about you?
Mine was slightly different. And I think the message that I got at the end of it all is just that I need to work on myself a little bit. So what happened was I felt a completely different. So when I was in the crystal, I actually felt this energy around my face. And as it was coming through the front, it was heating up, and then it would come around and then heat up and then come around and then heat up. When I left the crystal and I went into the field, I saw a bunch of picnic tables. And I saw people serving food around these picnic tables to people who could go along with the volunteering thing. I don't know. They were serving food. But as I'm going around and, seeing everyone around these picnic tables, an instant thought came to my head and I thought, well, this is just too good to be true. And I kind of lost myself when I thought that. When I came back and then I got on the wooden path to come back to where I started, I don't know who, but someone said to me, you need to get over it. So something I need to work on.
Wow, very cool.
Powerful.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. Katie, how about you? Would you like to share?
Sure. Yeah. I really like that you mentioned that you pulled the volunteer card, because right now I have a volunteer organization that I really want to start working with, but I'm making myself finish a project that I've been working on before I start, but the goal is by the end of January. So it just gives me a little more momentum to finish up the work so I can do the fun stuff,
Awesome.
And it's a volunteer organization with horses, and I grew up with horses and around horses, and most of my adult life I have not been around them. And I've just felt a strong call towards nature and things like that. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So that's really cool.
So awesome. Yes, that is so awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
And now, did your creation include horses? I wonder.
It did not. It did not. No.
But that's interesting that came up, though, even now after the fact, right? Like that's
right.
Dream into it again. That's perfect.
Right. One of my happy places is a field with horses, but this time when I went to a field, it wasn't horses, because I was just strictly following what you were saying, so my horses weren't there. So
well, you can have horses, just so you know.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Christine, would you guys like to?
Well, for me, it was my first time meditating. And I think just for myself, at the beginning, I was following along with everything that you were saying. Unfortunately, I seem to have drifted away. And then
That's okay.
with my mind and my thoughts. So it was kind of like, okay, you need to get back with it. And then I found it a little bit hard to get back on track and then get to where you were at. So it's definitely something I'm going to have to work on, because my brain never seems to shut off. And this is why I wanted to do the class tonight, to kind of work on that. And Lucy's the same thing. She actually, her mind did not drift at all.
First time.
Good. That's awesome.
I'm more like a nonstop, like keeps going, and I can't seem to calm myself down, and I can't seem to de-stress. But I found with this, I actually came in touch with my breath, and I kept going with my breath. So the deep breathing really helped. And I mean, I don't have a story. I just did what you said. Like all I saw was the forest and the cocoon and the trees around me. And that's it. That's all I was really focusing about, trying not to get out of that mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Just so you guys know, I was exactly the same way before I started meditating. I, for years, told everybody, I can't meditate, because as soon as I would ask somebody, how do you meditate? They'd say, clear your mind. I would be like, well, that's impossible. So I guess I can't do that. And I would never try, because I didn't understand what that meant. So just know that you are totally normal for your brain to not shut off, because your brain doesn't shut off. Just like your heart doesn't stop beating, your brain doesn't stop thinking. So when you're in meditation, all you're doing is a relaxed focus. So and you said, I'm sorry, what was your name? Lucy?
Yes.
You've got
Hi, Lucy.
two Christines.
Two Lucys, two Christines, holy smokes. So that's like you said, is perfect. You focused on your breath and you said the words exactly. And that's how you were able, because of that focus, and me talking and guiding gave you that focus to connect to, right? But you don't have to do the guided all the time. Even just practice every day, just doing that. Start by just for 5 minutes, a couple of times a day, just sitting and breathing, and just focus on your breath coming in and out of your body. And just do that for as long as you can. And you'll find that over time, that 5 minutes will turn to 10 minutes, and then it'll be 15 minutes. And again, don't beat yourself up if you have thoughts. It's okay. It's normal to go, I got to let the dog in, or I forgot I got to switch the load of laundry, or it's totally okay. Just go, come back to my focus, come back to my breath. If your breath that you're focusing on, then coming back into your breath, right? And just practice it. That's really all it is. You're not doing it wrong. It is exactly right for you. It's really just about being consistent with it every day. I recommend, I meditate twice a day for 15 to 20 minutes a time. Some days it's 5 minutes. So, because life happens, right? We all just kind of roll with it. But my goal is twice a day, first thing in the morning, as soon as I get up, and I sit and I have meditation, and then I start my day. And then anytime throughout the rest of the day, but before my last biggest meal. So usually in the afternoon, when you hit that low spot, and then I'll just go and I'll just take a time out. I'll do 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'll get back to work. You'll be amazed at how it will change your life. Your productivity will increase. It's just, the benefits are amazing. And like I said, don't beat yourself up. It's exactly right for you. Even though you might finish that 10 minutes and go, God, that didn't feel very good at all. It's okay. It did. And it did good stuff. So just believe and trust and know, and sometimes it's like, super juicy and delicious and yummy. And you get into that, like, it's like, sometimes it's so dreamy. And then other times it's like, okay, zip, zip, I got things to do, and it's okay. Again, it's okay. Just really just try to be consistent with it would be my only suggestion. So, but that's awesome.
Funny. And it's funny that you say that, the consistency, because I was taught another exercise. I call it the red ball exercise. So it took me a little while to get into this red ball exercise, but now because I do it on a consistent basis, So the meditation is, I like this exercise. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And I schedule it. I've been meditating now for years. I still have 2 appointments that show up on my phone and my schedule, pop up twice a day, go meditate. I actually schedule it in my calendar, because I'll get working away, in the afternoon, and you're really kind of focused on something and you're doing something, and it's like, and then I'll get that message to meditate, and it's like, oh geez, I forgot, I haven't done that. You actually forget. So this way I schedule it. So my tagline is get your butt in the chair. That's all you got to do. Schedule it and get your butt in the chair. That's, if you can only do it for 5 minutes, then so be it. But just the consistency of it will benefit you greatly.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here tonight, ladies.
Thank
Yeah.
And Miss Cardoza, how did you?
Yeah.
Christina always zones out. Hey, Christina always zones out. How'd you do tonight?
Totally zoned out. But before I did that, those are tired adrenals, the zoning out.
Yeah.
Too much of workaholic. That's been majority of my life. So my body's finally like, oh, you're taking a break. Sweet. It was so interesting because last winter, there was a path that we walked along, my little niece and I, and there was some weird things that were on the path. One was a triangle with an eye, and she was asking me questions. Wow. I don't know where this frog came from. So when we were on the path, I felt this fear, like something's here, because there was also something that had happened to a dog, and you could see what had happened. And I didn't know enough. I was like, let's get the hell out of here. So we booked it out of there. But I went there tonight, and I almost feel like it was the land was telling me something, but I didn't know how to read energies just, a year ago, like I do now. And so what I did tonight, because I was getting that fear back, was to recycle that fear back into Mother Earth. That whether it was, I don't know, a past life where maybe I was an Indian or some other nationality or something. And so for that tonight, I just gave it back to Mother Earth kindly and said, thank you, recycle that. So there was some healing through the first part of my meditation. And then I was like,
Beautiful.
I'm getting the hell out of here. Like, I want to go to a good, juicy place. So I just popped onto a different vision in my mind, but to me, a different timeline. And I went back into when I used to live in Costa Rica and was walking through the forest, and then came out to the beach because I'm a total beach babe. And yeah, I just hung out on the beach. So
Awesome.
selfishly,
That's awesome.
I did not volunteer. I went to the beach to I have a Merlin guy that comes to me in meditation. So him and I hung out on the beach, and then I zoned out.
That's totally okay.
Actually, no, I got in the crystal, and the crystal felt really good. And so I made it to the crystal, Virginia. Usually I'm out. So I got into the crystal, and it felt really juicy. And I was just like bringing in, or I guess just taking in the healing energy from it. And then I remember then I came to, and you're like, hey, come back. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it sounds good.
And when you're talking about the mermaid guy on the beach and merman or whatever, and I'm picturing the crystal as like an oyster, like you're in the oyster in the ocean, and you're like the pearl inside or something.
Wow.
So that's beautiful. Cool. I love that. And that's an excellent example of, it's okay if you're not following what I'm saying specifically, because I'm just there to guide, and your higher self knows exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. So you just need to let go and trust that, and kind of get into that space, whatever that looks like and feels like to you. So that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thanks for holding this space tonight. I have one little tip, if I can share, if this can help, mainly Christine and Lucy, when you were talking, is my brain is the same. And I would get really worked up and be like, man, did I even meditate? And get a little bit frustrated. And so what I was taught to do was to put the thought into a bubble and say like, I'll come back to you later. Maybe it's the groceries or something. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I want to do that. And just saying, okay, higher self or mind, remind me later. So then I can just come back to my breath and leave that thought. It's just something that's helped me and get back into that deeper meditation. And I have a 9-year-old and she was, quiet since she's come home from school, except for at 7:15. And so it was funny because when I was on the path, I was like, wow, it looks like I have my 9-year-old with me on this path. She's here beside me and it's the way it's going to be, because there's always those distractions, but it's good because I didn't let her hijack that space. I just brought her in my mind with me. And then now, and I really, like I said, okay, it's time, to be gentle and quiet. And I didn't hear another peep from her. So
Yeah.
I was able to exchange that energy with her. And I just thought it was neat.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And ladies, if this is of any interest to you, on our website, you can go to the programs page and scroll down and get a free membership on our website. And with that free membership is all of, there's a learn to meditate. So I've got a bunch of different videos in there that kind of just walk you through learning to meditate without, like, being okay to be in the silence, right? And to just kind of sit in that, and just to give some different ideas on how and what you can implement into your daily practice to help you kind of get there. So if that's of any interest to you, those are available in the free membership. And then also any of these circles, the guided meditations are in there as well. And you can access them at any time.
That's
Okay.
awesome. And on the homepage, if it resonates with you, we each wrote an ebook. So mine is on the steps to self-healing. We're business partners, just in case you missed that in the beginning. So it's the steps, and I think it might actually help you with the calming the breath and the nervous system part that I mentioned in the ebook. It's only 10 pages, so it's a super simple read. And then on day 3, you get Virginia's book, her ebook on how to meditate. So just our free offering. If anyone hasn't downloaded it yet, it's on our website. So healingsoulschool.com.
Right. Yes, that would help, given the website, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. I have another call, so I need to get going. Thank you, everyone. Okay. This is really wonderful, Virginia. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a good night. All right, everybody, I think that's about it. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to share? Or?
I have a question for Katie really quick. Is the horse, you're volunteering, is that like a local thing, or is that like a something that I can find? This is another very odd synchronicity. I can't even go into it, but horses has been brought up literally yesterday, and it's just too much to go into, but it's clearly something I'm supposed to be getting involved with. And I'm floored that you said that. The volunteer card and then that, and I'm like, okay, yeah. So I mean, I never really stopped to think about looking for a place to.
So for me, because I grew up around horses and I miss, don't have my own horse anymore. And I also grew up around special needs kids. I live in Houston, Texas, in the suburbs, and there are 2 main organizations here that do ask volunteers to come help. And it's for special needs kids with riding, and you can be, you can help in the stalls, you can help with the animal and walking and all that kind of thing. So I just figured, I'm probably at 50 when I haven't been on a horse in over 25 years, probably not ready to go, do some riding lessons, but at least to get familiar with the horse again and things. And those are 2 areas that I have experience in. So those are just local.
Really good idea. I mean, my brain is just kind of blown, and you do not look 50. Just
thank you.
My goodness. I thought you were like I thought you were really young. I'm like, oh, she's the youngest one here. Good Lord.
Thank you. But if you're near a big city, they probably have something like that.
Well, we live in the Smoky Mountains, so
you probably have something like that.
in the park, I'm thinking maybe because they do
Right.
have stables, and I didn't even stop to think, wow, I could even look. But it's the synchronicity tonight is just blowing me
Oh, yeah.
away. It's blowing me away. Like, wow.
And
That's
horses are
awesome.
super therapeutic. I don't know if you know, they're super therapeutic because they're almost always, I think, in theta wave, I think it is. And that's
Mhm.
why it's so calming for people who have autism or disabilities to work with them. So they're super healing for us just to be around as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've always wanted a horse since I was a little girl, and I never did get one. But I mean, yeah, it was always the animal I drew when I was growing up. And I mean, everyone knew I loved horses. I just never ended up with a horse. But lately it came back into play again, literally just yesterday, from a really good friend of mine that's psychic. And we were just on Zoom.
Okay.
And sometimes if she gets download stuff, she'll go, here's what I'm seeing. And it's just because we're friends. And I'm like, really? And so then when you said that, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, 2 times in 2 days. You better look into it.
Oh, I'm going to, believe me. I don't ignore it. I don't ignore it. Thank you.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
You're welcome.
That's so awesome. I just love that stuff. You can't make that up, right? Like we are all here for exactly a purpose. It's by no accident. So that's beautiful. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. It has been beautiful sharing this space and this journey with you. Thank you.
Thank you.